Hey guys, welcome back to Fuzzy Does. Something a little bit different today. I am going to count down my top 5 favourite games of all time. This isn't a list that was easy for me to make. There are so many great games. Like, so many great games that I've played over years and years of gaming since I was a tiny kid all the way up to now. And that list is going to cover everything from then to now. I said I was going to pick 5 games. 5 isn't that many out of a whole heap of games that I've played over the years. So this list may get long, like real long. But if you guys haven't played any of these games that I'm going to list off right now, you need to play these games. These games are must plays, honest to God. Some of them are just games that I've got fond memories of playing over the years, and some are just fantastic games, so let's get stuck right in there. Not an old game as such, but my first game is The Last of Us. This game was just something else. It was a survival horror game that delivered. That's one point I love about this game. Over the course, before this game was released, the sort of 5, 6, maybe 7 years prior to that, survival horror games was just dire. There was no good survival horror games coming out at all. And then the trailer for this dropped, and me and a friend of mine, we watched this trailer and we were just like gobsmacked. It looked incredible. We even went to a local game of ours, or game station that it probably was back then. They did an evening where they set up PlayStation consoles down either sides of the aisles, and they had The Last of Us playable before release. So we attended that event, and my God, we were amazed. I think we both left there with a pre-order ticket in hand for that game for its release. It was amazing. Gameplay was fantastic. Story was amazing. The first 5 minutes, you're like, everything's all nice and fancy, and you got Joel and his daughter Sarah. Everything's fine. Life is all hunky-dory, apple pie as it can be. Next breath, some bloke bursts in through the back door and tries to eat your face. And then within another 5 minutes, daughter's killed, shot dead. That's the thing that happens, and it's heart-wrenching, but it is amazing. And the whole game, it keeps up with that all the way through, and the game is amazing. I think I've played through that game. Oh, I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to count how many times I've played through that game. But that game is phenomenal, and if you haven't played it, I don't know why, but with The Last of Us 2 coming out, which looks equally as insane, I'm completely and utterly looking forward to that game. That's one of my most anticipated games that is announced for release at the moment. The Last of Us 2 is a day one must for me. I will be picking up that game, and if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I will put a little bit of the trailer in this video, just sort of edit it in there for while I'm talking. But The Last of Us 2, Last of Us 1 was an incredible game, and definitely warrants purchasing the second one. I think I've bought the Last of Us twice, 3 times. I bought it on day one release, PS3. I bought the remastered version for the PS4, and then I might have lost it or it got damaged whilst moving house and I bought it again. But it's one that I have to have in my collection. If I don't have that game, then there's no point in even owning a PlayStation. Well, that's not strictly true now that Spider-Man's come out, but I take that back. There's many reasons to own a PlayStation, but that game is sensational. If you have a PlayStation and you don't own that game, it's a crime. Okay, so my next game is going to be Final Fantasy X. This game it's quite a special game to me, this one. This is one that I've bought 3 times. I have the initial PS2 release, PS3 remaster, and the remaster for the PlayStation 4. This game more holds memories of a specific time in my life. Me and a friend who's no longer with us, we used to sit for hours on end just completely smashing through this game. The guy had like a ridiculously high level unit She was completed, 100% completed on the sphere grid, and she could take down the biggest enemy in the game with a swift, just a standard attack, bang, sort of smashing it with a staff. The gameplay that this guy, the amount of hours that this guy put in to that game was sensational. We used to just run around killing the biggest enemies that we could find with a staff with one attack from Yuna. It was incredible. But it's the memories with this game that are attached with this game. Like I say, hours on end spent smashing it away with Paul. It's a special point for me, that one. That's all I can really say. I mean, cutscenes were stunning in that game. Gameplay was amazing. It was that turn-based style combat, which I love about Final Fantasy games. I'm not a massive fan of this sort of new combat system that they've got going at the moment. I'm more of a fan of the turn-based style that Final Fantasy are known for. I love that style of combat, but as much as I love the game for everything that the game is, playability, graphics, cutscenes, story was impeccable. One of the best story games that I have ever played in my life. But it's memories as well, though. It's a special game for me, that one. Moving on. That's 2, right? 2. Crash Bandicoot. The original PlayStation 1. It was one that I played when I was a kid, and I can remember hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that I spent and ploughed into this game on my PlayStation 1. It was one of the first consoles that I owned. I had Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive before then, and maybe a couple of odd little bits, but the PlayStation 1 was the first console that I owned, that was mine. And I had it in my room, and I had all these games massive collection of games for it, but Crash Bandicoot was one of the games that I loved. I absolutely adored this game, that ginger Bandicoot shit that wouldn't quite do what I wanted him to do, and the hours of frustration in this game. But I still love it, and I still went out and brought the remaster just for nostalgia's sake, which I do love, but there's something just very nostalgic and that I love about the old games, just for pure nostalgia's sake. So that's on my list. And I can't really say any more about Crash Bandicoot. It is what it is. It's Crash Bandicoot. It's amazing, and it's not half obvious that that'd appear on my list. And it's a handy little game if you've got 10, 20 minutes, half an hour that you've got to kill, and you want something just fun and enjoyable and frustrating as all hell to put on. Whack Crash Bandicoot in, you're away. Number 4, I think, Pokemon Red. Pokemon Red. Every time Pokemon Red. What an incredible game. Hours. I can't even tell you. Just like a wasted life. I had the original Game Boy that was like a breeze block, massive thing that you carried around. It had like a horrible yellow screen. Everything was all dotty and black. But that game, it is my childhood. I used to take my Game Boy out with all my friends, and we all used to sit around just ignoring each other and playing Pokemon. You either had red or blue back then, and I think I had red. It was definitely Pokemon Red. And we used to just sit around for hours and hours and hours and hours and just plough time into this game, and we all used to compare Pokemon that we caught and have little challenges amongst ourselves. It sounds really sad, but who could catch the most Pokemon in a sort of set time, say an hour or 2 hours, whichever one of us caught the most Pokemon in that amount of time won. But it was just amazing, and there's so much fun in it. They are games that I have played through the years and that have stuck with me. Not so much later games, but I am very much looking forward to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. That one is a definite. I am going to purchase that bad boy. I'm going to purchase it, and I'm going to play the hell out of it. That's happening. It's happening. Okay, so my final game, and this one was a tough one for me to pick. I couldn't pick out 5. 5 is hard. I still can't decide on it now. I'll just have to go on impulse and try and pick out of the massive list of games that I want to include in this. I'm just going to have to let's take a stab in the dark and see what comes out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The amount of hours that I spent playing that game, trying to level up, trying to prestige. The upgrading system was amazing. The perks system was incredible. How you unlock weapons, the higher the level you got, and then you could unlock attachments for those weapons. How you unlocked weapons and perks and everything else that helped you along your way in that game was brilliant. And it was the last Call of Duty multiplayer that I have truly, truly loved and have love for. I'm actually looking forward to the Modern Warfare 2 remaster. I'm not entirely sure if the multiplayer is going to be included in that game or not, but it is something that I will definitely be picking up, because not only was the multiplayer brilliant, I thoroughly enjoyed the campaign too. The Modern Warfare 2 game was just a package of Xbox 360 delight. It was incredible. I loved playing that game. So there you go, that's my top 5. It sucks and I've missed games out, and you might not agree with me on these. So there you go guys, there's a list of my top 5 favourite games of all time, questionable, and a few honourable mentions. I mean, if you ask me again tomorrow, I'll probably shift a few things around, and there may even be games in there that I haven't even mentioned today that I've remembered or I've recalled playing. So it is a very, very, very changeable list, but I've had a few people messaging and asking for my top 5 favourite games of all time. So if you guys haven't played any of the games mentioned in this video, check them out, because they will not disappoint you at all. They're all brilliant games, mainly story-based games, but I stuck Modern Warfare in there because it was one of the few games that I've actually played online with. So yeah, that's me out. I'm done until my next top 5, and I've probably come out with something completely different. Next video that will be coming to the channel, guys, will be an Outlast Part 2. That will be up tomorrow, hopefully, all being well. And I will have a new What's New video for Wednesday. That's all I've really got planned so far, but if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like. That just shows me that you're enjoying the content. Subscribe if you're new, give that subscribe button a little tickle, turn on the bell so you get my notifications, get them views up. I want to try and grow the channel if I can, so that I can start bringing some more things to the channel and doing things like EGX. By the way, if you haven't checked that out, check it out in the end screen. I want to vlog more. I want to vlog and do more interesting vlogs about game stuff, conventions. Maybe go and find some unique retro game stores. Go on a hunt for some game stores and go sort of looking for old school gems. So other than that, if that's something you'd like to see, then you know what to do. Comments. But yeah, if you're new, subscribe. If you're not new and you've been watching me for a bit, thank you very much. I appreciate the support. That's all from me, guys. Until next time.